Hello there, welcome to my video on solving multi-step equations. This is Mr. Dunaway. If you have not, please write down the topic at the top of the page and the first example question we will work out together on your paper. Write it on the left and then please also write it on the right-hand side. 5 is equal to 5m minus 23 plus 2m. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to combine like terms. And combining like terms will get us closer to being able to solve this equation. And here's what combining like terms will look like for you. Excuse my sloppy handwriting there. On the left-hand side, I just have 5. So that 5 just comes down. We want to keep things balanced. Please make sure the equal sign stays in a straight line down your page. 5m plus 2m is 7m minus 23. And now we're just going to solve. That's just a two-step equation, so just solve it. You should know how to do that. 7m minus 23, you're going to add 23 to both sides. 5 plus 23 is 28. That's 7m. Divide by 7. M is 4. And that's a pretty simple one to start with right there. It's just a two-step equation once you combine your like terms. So that's the first rule. You have to make sure like terms, if there are any, they are combined for you to solve. But then we run into something like this. Please copy it again on the left-hand side and in the middle. What we have to do here, if you have parentheses in there, you have to get rid of parentheses. And the way that you do that is you distribute or use the distributive property. And in this case, you're going to distribute a negative 8. There, negative 8 times 2x is negative 16x, and negative 8 times negative 1 is positive 1, and don't forget your equals 36 on the right-hand side. And now you're just at a two-step equation. So now you just solve this. It's negative 16x plus 1, subtract your 1. Whoops, I made a mistake. Did you catch it? Wow. See, if I hadn't caught that and you would have brought that mistake into me, I would have given you candy if you were the first one. I thought something looked funny there. Negative 8 times negative 1 is not 1, it's 8. There we go. That looks a lot better now. Now we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. Subtracting that 8 cancels that out there. Negative 16x is on the left-hand side equals 26 minus 8. That's 28. And now we're just going to divide that by negative 16. And something looks funny, doesn't it? We have x is equal to negative 28 over 16. Now that's a fraction, that's a value right there. I do not want a decimals. No decimals, don't do that. You're gonna have to learn how to work with fractions in this class. But this is a fraction that can be reduced, so we must simplify. Okay, to simplify negative 28 over 16, you just gotta find that greatest common factor of 28 and 16, which is 4. We're gonna divide out the 4 from the numerator and denominator. Boom, 28 divided by 4, that's 7. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So the answer is negative 7 over 4 there. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And then moving on to the next question looks like this. Now I'm going to show you a trick here that is extremely valuable for you to use to get rid of fractions in problems that have multiple fractions. If you have a problem that has multiple fractions like this, there's two ways to do this. One, you can identify the common denominator as 12, and then you can create 12ths, add them together, and then combine like terms. Or this trick will always work, which I'd like you to learn, is to multiply, and you can do this in any problem that has a bunch of fractions. Multiply every term by the least common multiple of the denominators. Probably sounds harder than it actually is. The denominators, here's what I have. I have denominators are 4 and 3. So the LCM of 4 and 3, the first number they both go into is 12. So I am going to multiply every term by 12. Now here's how you write it on your paper. You put a big bracket around the entire equation, both sides like that. You've identified 12 as the multiple, so I'm going to multiply everything times 12. I'm going to start with this term, 3x over 4 times 12. It's kind of like the distributive property. Okay, so I'll keep working over here. Make sure you get all this down. 3 over 4 times 12 over 1. I'm going to multiply. Well, 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 3 times 3 is 9. So if I multiplied that there, you end up with 9x. So 3/4 x became 9x. Minus, now here, you're going to multiply 12 times x over 3, which is really 1/3. So 1/3 times 12. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4. So here you have 4x equals, now you also have to multiply the 12 times 10, which is 120. All right, so here is your new problem. This is the exact same problem as that problem right there. So I'm just going to solve now. 9x minus 4x is 5x equals 120. Divide both sides by 5. And you get x equals 24. And that's it. This is a great trick. Find the denominators, the least common multiple, multiply every term by it. Let me show you one more real fast. Same kind of problem right here, x over 3 plus 1/8 equals 19. Here's how it would work. X over 3 plus 1 over 8 equals 19. Okay, all right, first LCM of 3 and 8 equals 24. 24 is the first number they both go into. So I'm going to put a bracket around it. Times 24. I know I'm probably going kind of fast for you. Please use the pause button to keep up and go back and understand things. That's so I can get all the material, hopefully within 10 minutes. If I have 1 over 3x, okay, I'm going to go 1/3 times 24. Okay, 24 over 1. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 1 is 8. All right, so that's now 8x plus 24 times 1/8 is 4. And then 24 times 19, I worked that out beforehand. I got 456. Look at that. Now, does that look a little bit nicer? 8x plus 4 equals 456. Now, whoops, I got a mistake here. That should be 8. That should be a 3. Ah, that could have been candy for you. And that 4 is actually a 3. Sorry about that. I just caught it as I was about to go on. Hope you're using pencil. 8x plus 3. That looks better. Now we're just going to solve that. Subtract 3. Both sides, you have 8x equals 453. Divide that by 8. You have x equals 453 over 8. And we can reduce that. We can divide that out. 8 goes in there 56 times with 5/8 left over. And there you have it. Okay, so there's a few examples of things that you'll need to be able to do in this next section. I hope that makes sense to you. Please bring your questions to class, and we will see you tomorrow, or see you soon.